Hello everyone. Well, before we begin, I want to ask all of you, how is everyone doing? Are you doing fine? Everyone? Can you hear me, people? Am I audible to all of you? Yes? No? Please put it in the comment section. Am I audible? Yes? Can everyone listen to me? Okay. Okay, fine, Hemant. Okay, so I'm audible. So today the topic is communication. Now, people, what is communication? What do you mean by communication? Who can tell me what communication is? What is communication? Come on, people, tell me. I want this to be an interactive session. Come on. What is communication? Communication? Yes. Yes, Neha. Okay. Communication is what? It is being able to communicate with the other person, to communicate properly, to communicate effectively. Okay. Why? Because it is the most important life skill to learn. It is just, communication is just not soft skill, people. It is a life skill. Now, what do you mean by life skill? Life skill means something that is important in your life to learn. Okay. So, in contrast, if anybody has a poor communication, if somebody cannot speak well, what will happen? People tell me what will happen. If the communication is bad, if the communication is poor, what happens? Tell me. Come on, people, put your answers in the comment section. I want your answers in the comment section. Yes, I'm waiting. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gaurav, yes, Cheet. Yes, Vinay. So what happens, my question to all of you is, if you have a poor communication, what will happen? What will happen? You'll have frequent misunderstandings. Yes. And you will have a lot of frustration. This happens if you have poor communication. So tell me, how many types of communication are there, people? How many types of communications are there? There are multiple channels of communication. Yes, Mahendra, good evening. There are multiple channels of communication. Can someone please tell me what are those channels of communication? Different types of communication. What are those? Bad impression, okay. And yes. And what else? Give me more answers, people. Come on. I want this to be an interactive session. I want you to speak to me. Okay? Put it in the comment box, everyone. So there are multiple channels of communication, namely written communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and visual communication. Okay? Before that, we'll see what communicates. What communicates? Everything communicates, I'll tell you, people. Everything communicates. Your body communicates. The way you look at someone, the way you laugh at someone, you smile at someone, the way you sit, the way you stand. Everything communicates. Your action communicates, your non-action communicates. For example, if you are trying to speak to the other person and the other person is silent, they go silent. What does it mean? What does it? It's communicating. The non-actions are communicating. Yes, they do not want to speak with you. Okay. Your dressing style. If somebody is sporty type of a person, quite a sporty type of a person, he or she will wear sporty clothes. So if you look at someone, you'll say, oh, probably that person is a sports person. Yes. So your dressing style communicates with the other people. Images communicate. There are some paintings. If you see, there are some paintings which doesn't have a caption written to it, but then you look at it and you derive different meanings when you look at it. Okay, things. Example, if you're a tech savvy person, okay, what will you do? You will buy a high-end mobile. Somebody looks at your mobile phone, they'll get an impression, okay, probably the person is quite tech savvy. So things and objects also communicate. It tells more about a person, okay, more about his or her personality. Environment communicates. If you like visiting quiet places, or if you like going to places where there is loud noise, music, okay, if you're an extrovert, if you're an introvert, that communicates. And yes, music, environment, music, okay. So as I said, there are multiple channels of communication. This is probably a continuation somewhere to the topic that we held yesterday. Okay. So, as I told you before, there are 4 types of communication. That is verbal, non-verbal, written, and visualization. Who can tell me what is verbal communication? Come on, people, tell me, put it in the chat box. Put it in the comment section. What do you mean by verbal communication? Even if the answer is wrong, that's fine, people, but I want you to interact with me. Come on. Yes. What is verbal communication? Verbal communication, what happens is, while using a verbal communication, we speak with words. In a non-verbal communication, we do not speak with words. In written communication, it's all written, probably documents, text messages, emails, visualization. As I told you, some pictures and photographs, they give some meaning. Okay. Now, first we will see verbal communication. So what we are doing right now is verbal communication. What I am doing with all of you is a verbal communication. So what is a verbal communication? In verbal communication, words are used. Okay. Use of words to share information with other people. Okay. To share information with other people. Now, the most important point over here is the largest aspect of verbal communication is speaking and listening. So you might just think, okay, verbal communication is what? I need to use my words. I just need to speak. I just need to be a good communicator. But why listening? Why listening is important? People will tell me why listening is important. Why is it important to be a good communicator? Yes, who can give me the answer? Why is it important? Why listening is important to be a good communicator? Because unless and until you do not listen to the other person, you cannot be a good communicator. You will not know what to speak. You will not know what to say. For that, you need to listen to the other person. You need to have a lot of active listening. Okay? What do we call this listening as? Active listening. We'll see that later. I hope everyone is clear with verbal communication. Any questions so far? Any questions in verbal communication? Any questions? All right, let's go ahead. Now we will see non-verbal communication. Now, what is a non-verbal communication? Communicating with your body, with your expressions. Okay. Everything but your words. Everything but your words. Okay. It plays an important role in your life. More than verbal communication, non-verbal communication plays an important role in your life. Now, if you see over here, if you see this slide, what can you see? When you're speaking to the other person, that is the listener, pays attention to your words only 7%. They pay attention to your voice tone, the high and lows, the voice modulation, and the pauses that you take. They pay attention to it 38. But they pay attention to your body language, body movements, 55%. So it is important to have good non-verbal communication skills. Why? This is going to help you in your personal life. This is going to help you in your professional life. It is going to help you in your interview. Yes, like I said yesterday, and also during your group discussion round. Now, people, if you have a pen and paper with you, I want you to write down some important points that you feel. Okay, write down the important points if you have a pen and a paper with you. Now, what we will see over here is body language. Now, what is a body language? A body language is a type of non-verbal communication in which your physical behavior, as I told you, are used to express or convey the information. See, when I'm speaking, I'm using my hands. Can you see, people? When I'm speaking, I'm using my hands. Okay, so this is the type of body language. You're seeing my expressions, right? So this is my body language. I'm smiling. I'm being serious. This is my body language. The way I'm sitting is the body language. Such behavior includes facial expressions, body posture, gesture, and eye movement. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to repeat again. Body posture is the way you sit or stand, and gesture is hand movement, eye movements, and touch. It is how we communicate with the external world. People are going to study you, judge you, looking at your body language. If you are an approachable and unapproachable person. Now we will see the importance of body language. Can anyone tell me the importance of body language? Why do you think that it is important? Anyone? Can you tell me? Why is it important? Why is it important to have a good body language? Why? Because it helps to understand the unspoken issues, okay, of the other person. Probably verbally they are not saying anything, or they're saying something else. But their body language is saying something else. It's giving out a different signal. It's giving out a different meaning. So more than words, people, you should pay attention to the other's body language as well as your body language. It helps to add strength to your verbal message. Imagine having a good command over verbal communication. But at the same time, if you have a command over your body language, what will happen? You'll be an absolute stunning communicator. Okay, it helps to form a better connection with other people. Now we are going to learn few things how to form connection with the other people through communication skills, which will help you again, like I said, in your group discussion and interview. Now, the next point is, does body language affect your mind? It does. Body language affects the mind. It does affect your mind. I'll tell you how. If you're slouching, I told you the meaning yesterday what slouching is. Slouching is sitting like this, the hunch. If you're slouching, if you're sitting, you're slouching, you're standing, you're slouching. If you're just lazing on the table, lying on the table, what will happen? You start feeling lazy. You will start feeling lazy. Why? Because this body language is making you feel lethargic. So, but at the same time, try this trick. Everyone, people, wherever you are, you're sitting, wherever you are, try this trick. Sit straight. As I told you, roll back your shoulders and relax. Having a good posture, what will happen? You'll feel more confident. You start feeling confident. It will have positive effects on your mind. You'll get out of depression. Okay. You'll feel more positive. You'll feel confident. The self-esteem, what happens to your self-esteem? You feel good about yourself. Okay. So whenever you feel you're stressed, you're depressed, okay, let's just play this trick on yourself. What you can do is have a good language, and at the same time, you start feeling better. So this is how body language affects your mind. Any doubt, people? Any doubt, you can put it in the comment section. Now we will see some positive body language and negative body language. Do you people believe that first impression is the last impression? Yes? Yes? Come on, people, tell me. Do you believe that first impression is the last impression? You believe, right? First impression is the last impression. Absolutely. So now we will see some good body languages and some negative body language that you need to avoid. Why should you have a positive body language, people? Why should you have? Why? Because you look approachable. It feels as if you're more social. You have good manners and etiquette. So the first type of positive body language is a firm handshake. Now, how should be your handshake? It should be firm. Okay, it should be firm handshake. It should not be painful. Okay, and neither should it be limp. If you have a firm handshake, it indicates that you have good self-confidence. If you reach out for the handshake first, if you meet someone, you go and reach out for the handshake first. It signifies that you are interested. So the first type of body language is a firm handshake. Everyone got it? Now, the second type of body language, a positive body language, is head tilted slightly to one side. Not too much, but slightly, as you see it in the picture. What does it indicate? Head tilted slightly to one side. What does it indicate? And when do we do this? When do we tilt our head slightly to one side? Who can give me this answer, people? Come on, give me answers. Even if it's wrong, it's fine. Yes, Samruddhi, Mahendra, Vinay, Yasjit. Come on. Neha, Hemant, give me answers. Come on. Now, head tilted slightly to one side. What does it show? It shows that the person who is listening to you is interested in what you're communicating. They are listening to you keenly. They are paying attention. It can be also empathic and warm. Okay. If you tilt your head slightly to one side and you're nodding and you're smiling, okay, it makes you more approachable. So always when you're listening to the other person, tilt your head slightly to one side. It means that you're listening to the other person keenly with a lot of attention. Now, people, this is one thing that I see everywhere. One thing, okay? People tend to speak with their hands in the pocket, okay? They speak to someone else with their hands in their pocket. So people try to avoid it. Now, nodding with agreement. Nodding with agreement. What I'm doing right now is nodding. This is nodding. Means what? When the other person is speaking and you're listening to them, without saying a word verbally, you're just nodding. It means that you are telling that you're acknowledging whatever they are saying. Okay. And if you do it with a smile, it looks more positive. So if someone is speaking to you, if somebody is talking to you, just nod your head and show them that you're listening and you're understanding what they're saying, and also have a smile on your face while doing it. Got it, people? Yes. Now, standing straight with your shoulders back. It shows that you are feeling confident. Your body posture should not be rigid. It needs to be tall and relaxed, like this. Now, this is a poor posture. This is also poor posture. But if you see, this is a good posture, a balanced, upright posture. So, standing straight with shoulders back. This is a positive body language. Now, yes. Sitting up straight. The next body language is sitting up straight. Slouching not only affects your spine, but it also affects your mood. As I told you before that, yes, body language affects your mood. But physically slouching means bending like this, will what happen? You will have some spine problems. Okay. You'll have back pain. So try to have an erect posture. Why? Because it will lift your mood up. Probably you're used to slouching and sitting or standing, but try to change it. Nothing happens overnight, people. No changes happen overnight. Okay, you at least need to put some time and efforts to it. Changing your posture can be challenging in the beginning. You might have some aches, body pain while changing your posture because your body is used to it, right? But gradually you will get habituated. You will get used to it. Yes, the most important body language is the eye contact. We also spoke about this yesterday. People, whenever you're with someone professionally or in your personal life, you need to look into their eyes when the other person is speaking or you're speaking to the other person. Why? Because it shows that you're confident. But at the same time, there are ways, the correct ways of having an eye contact. Okay, there are some correct ways. Now, if you have a good eye contact, it shows that you're a confident person. The other person can trust you. But at the same time, if you stare at someone without blinking your eyes, if you give a long, steady, direct eye contact, what will happen? The other person will start feeling uncomfortable. So take some moments to look away and then look back at the other person. Now, in this slide, we can see that. So as I told you yesterday, there's a way that you should have eye contact. First, look into the other person's left eye, then shift your eye to the right eye, and then what? Over here. Then left eye, right eye, and middle of the nose. Okay, it needs to be middle of the nose. And avoid this type of eye contact. Okay, so these are the two correct type of eye contact. So left eye, right eye, forehead, left eye, right eye, and middle of the nose. Middle of the nose. Okay, and avoid this eye contact because it will give a negative impression. Now, Smile. You need to smile off. See, people, if I smile at you, you're going to smile back at me, isn't it? This is going to happen. Does everyone agree with me? Does everyone agree with me? Put it in the comment section. Is smiling and laughing contagious? Even if you look at someone laughing for no reason, you don't even know why they are laughing. Looking at their laugh, you start laughing. Has something like this happened to you before? You look at someone, you start laughing because that person is already laughing or something else. If somebody is smiling at you, you smile back. Yes, this happens. Yes. So, smiling and laughing are contagious. Now, there is also scientific reason behind it. Why you should smile often? Why? Why? A study of smiling found that a smile which engages the mouth and moves the skin around the eyes has the ability to activate the brain patterns of positive emotions. So we have a scientific reason to it because it activates the positive emotions. Okay, the brain patterns of positive emotions. And that's the reason why you should smile always. And what could be the other reason? What else could be the other reason? It makes us look attractive. Yes, it makes us look attractive. People, you smile, you look attractive. Imagine taking a picture having a frowning face like this. Do you look attractive? No, that's not cool. You do not look attractive. Smile. Have a pleasant smile. It relieves stress. It elevates our mood. Of course, it is contagious. And it boosts our immune system. It makes you feel good. You watch some comedy serials, shows, series. What happens? You laugh so much. You laugh so much. And by the end of the time, you feel, oh my God, I feel good about myself. I feel so good. Why? Because of this scientific reason over here. So, smile. Any questions, people? Any questions regarding positive body language? Any questions so far? Yes, put it in the comment section, people. Any questions so far? Any questions? I'm waiting. Okay. All right. This means that you got all the points. Fine. So, negative body language. The body language that you need to avoid. Okay. When are you supposed to avoid this body language? Everywhere, mostly everywhere. Important meetings, during your interview, group discussions, or important places, okay, important meetings. So the negative body language to avoid, that is slouching on your seat. As I told you, okay, having a staring. Staring means what? Looking at someone endlessly. Looking at someone endlessly without blinking. Without blinking your eyes. Blinking is what? Like this. This is known as blinking. Without blinking your eyes. Now, this is going to make the other person feel damn uncomfortable. So avoid this. Yawning. Okay. Somebody speaking. You're feeling dizzy. You're feeling sleepy. You're feeling hungry. And you just go and you're just. That's a negative body language. People do not do that. Okay. The other person might just feel disrespected. Or feel that probably you're bored and just speak and you're forced to sit in front of. As I told yesterday, avoid this type of body language, that is crossing arms over the chest while speaking to the other person. As I told you, like this, crossing arms over the chest. Why? Because this body language shows that the person is being defensive, doesn't want to listen to the other person, okay, or they disagree with your opinions with whom they are communicating. So always avoid this type of body language. No doubt it's quite comfortable. I understand it's quite comfortable, but negative body language. And never do this during an interview. This type of body language. Negative body. Crossing arms over the chest. Now, also the next type of negative body language is what? Touching your nose way too much. Sometimes it's fine. Okay, you're feeling ticklish. You're getting a tingly feeling. Probably because of something. Little bit of rubbing your nose and everything is fine. Little bit. But if you have observed some people, they are habituated. They endlessly touch their nose. Endless. But that is a negative body language. Just check if you have these type of negative body languages and correct it. We are here to learn. It's always nice to learn, right? Do you agree with me, people? Yes. So, if you keep touching or rubbing your nose very much, it shows that you are being untruthful or you are telling something lies or you are hiding something. So, always look out for such people who do such a thing. Another negative body language is avoiding the other's gaze. Means avoiding eye contact. Why? Because the other person might get an impression that you do not have confidence or you're hiding something, you're being untruthful, you're lying. Okay? So do not avoid others' gaze. Fidgeting. People, what do you know by fidgeting? What do you know by fidgeting? Fidgeting is what? Fidgeting is you keep playing with something. Example for girls, if they're speaking to someone, they keep like this. Continuously, they'll keep playing with their hair. Continuously. Or too much. Or if you have a pen in your hand, then you keep playing with the pen. Or fidget with something or the other. Okay, fidget with something or the other. So this is a negative type of body language because this will give an impression that you are being restless or something else is going on in your mind. So never do these things. Of course, in your interview, what will happen? You are anxious. You are scared. You don't know what are they going to ask you further. What question they'll throw at you. Probably you have a pen or something and then you start fidgeting. No, don't do that. Stay calm, stay composed. And one more thing, people, in an interview, when you're in an interview, never look into your phones. Probably if the HR is busy seeing something on their laptop, probably they're reading your resume. They're busy. Never take your phone and check your phone and keep it back. Never do that. Okay? You need to keep it on silent and you need to keep it away. Probably out of sight will be good. All right? Did everyone get it? Yes? Okay. Nail biting. Biting nail. When we were kids, when we were young, we often had this habit of nail biting. But instead of nail cutter, we used to bite our nails and remove our nails. Who else has done this in the childhood or still now? Who else is doing this? You don't need a nail cutter for it. You're just removing with your teeth or you're just biting your nail. What does it indicate? It indicates that you have stress, a large amount of stress. You are nervous or you're insecure. And people tend to do this without even realizing. Okay. So see for yourself, if you have these type of negative body languages, then people avoid it. Doesn't give a good impression. Initially, while removing these habits or blocking it, you'll feel a bit uncomfortable, but just for a few days, a couple of days. Later, you start feeling nice about yourself. You feel something accomplished. Yes? Okay. Now, the next type of body language, negative body language, is hand placed on cheeks. It can indicate that a person lost in thoughts with thinking some deep concentration and not paying attention to you. Okay, like this. Or like this. If somebody is speaking to you and you sit like, it means that you are just not interested in the conversation. Okay. And you are in deep, you're thinking about something else. So do not do this. This is a negative type of body language. All right. Did you get it, people? This, the left side. It shows that you're probably bored also. This. Let's go to the next slide. Head in hand. Head in hand. Now, head in hands is a negative type of body language. What does it indicate? Either you're bored, or probably that person is upset about something, or is ashamed about something and does not want to show their face. They do not want to show their face. Okay, so avoid this type of body language anywhere outside, in your office or anywhere outside social. This time. This is the body language that head in hand. Okay, that you need to avoid. Probably the HR is asking you something, again got busy on his or her laptop and you're just sitting like that. No, don't do that. It will give an impression that, oh my God, what have I just said? Okay, probably you're thinking on these grounds. So avoid this type of body language. Did everyone get it? Yes? Okay, good. Now, tapping or drumming fingers. What do you mean by tapping or drumming fingers? Who will tell me? Who will give me this answer? What do you mean by tapping or drumming fingers? Yes? Tapping or drumming fingers. Yes, come on people. Give me answers. Put your answers in the comment section. Yes. So what does tapping or drumming fingers means? Tapping means if you have a table in front of you and you keep tapping or drumming, you're making this sound. Okay. Some sound, tapping it, drumming it. Okay. What does it mean? It gives an impression that you are being impatient and you are just tired of waiting. You just do not want to wait. Okay. So this is a sign of boredom. So avoid doing this. Tomorrow, if you're in an organization, you're in a team, other person is speaking, probably you're hesitant or waiting for the people to join, and you start tapping or drumming fingers like this, what will happen? It will give an impression that you're damn bored and you are just forced to sit over there. So do not do this. Now, the next type of negative body language is locked ankles. Ankles, everyone knows what ankles are? Yes. So if those ankles are locked, it either while you are standing or you are sitting, it can show that you are nervous about something. You're really nervous about something. You're anxious about something, or you are uncomfortable in that particular place where you are standing. Maybe you've gone out in a mall and you are out in a mall and there's so many people and you're feeling conscious. You tend to stand or sit somewhere like this. Locked ankles while standing or sitting. So if you are somewhere standing like this and other person who knows, who can read body language, will obviously say, okay, locked ankles. he or she is nervous, is anxious. Yes. So consciously people avoid these type of body languages. Now, here are the few steps you can take to develop your verbal communication. So we covered up what is communication, multiple channels of communication, verbal, non-verbal, written, and visual. Then we saw negative body language. We saw positive body language. We saw can body language affect our mind, affect our mood. So these are the topics that we have covered so far. After all this, let us see how can you improve or develop your verbal communication. Now, how will you do that? Always, while speaking during a group discussion or in an interview, use a strong, confident speaking voice. When you're presenting some information or you're giving an interview, okay, not loud, but a strong and firm speaking voice so that everyone in the meeting room can hear you properly. If you mumble and fumble, if you speak so softly and politely, people, you're not going to get their attention. You're not going to get their attention. You're going to be ignored. You need to get their attention. So be confident while speaking for the other people to understand. Now, people, what does confidence means? When, as I told you yesterday, once you know about a particular content, you are naturally confident. Practice your introduction every time. Practice your introduction. Okay. A second point, most important point is active listening. As I told you earlier, listen to other people. Okay. This will help you to be a good communicator. The other side of using verbal communication is intently listening to. Why? It will help you to be a good communicator. Now, the most important point is, now I want all of you to do this exercise. Either you record it in your phone or tell your friend or your family member to see if you are using any filler words. Now, what are these filler words? These filler words are words that you use unknowingly. Okay, you use it unknowingly. These filler words could be such as so, yeah, like, this, like, that, like, usually, actually, but, so, actually, yes. So these are the anything that you speak repeatedly without your knowledge are filler words. You're using these words even where you are not supposed to. So avoid this. Why? Because this is going to be a little distracting for the other person, for your audience. You are doing it unintentionally, that's fine, because you've got habituated to it. But you need to check for your filler words. Now, how will you overcome it? How will you overcome? So first, identify what your filler words are, people. Identify what your filler words are. And then slowly, as I tell you, slow and steady wins the race. Yes. Whenever you are tempted to use that particular filler, yes. Okay. So now we will see how to improve your communication. Now, ways to improve your communication. Now, how will you do that? Okay. How will you improve your communication? The first one is active listening. As I told you, to be a good communicator, you need to listen to the other person. You need to be a good listener. Now, what is actually active listening? Twice I have said that before. Be a good listener, be a good listener. To be a communicator, be a good listener. But what actually it is? Now, it is a valuable technique. You absorb, understand, and then you respond. Okay. Now, imagine you're speaking to someone and they are listening to you. They're nicely listening to you. What will happen? You will like it. You will think that, okay, this person is listening to me. You tend to speak more. Yes, because they are listening actively. Why the other person is listening? Probably for different reasons, maybe to know what you are saying or just to respond to something after you are done with the communication. They are taking some time to think through it. But be a good communicator, you need to be a good listener, active listener. Now, the second point is pay attention. Pay attention to what? How will you improve your communication? Pay attention. Pay attention to your body language. Okay. Your body language as well and your frame of mind when engaging in active listening. Okay. Be focused in that moment. People, be focused in that moment. Don't let your mind wander here and there. Be focused in that moment. And before you respond to someone, allow a wait time of few seconds. Example, if somebody is already speaking to you, having a conversation with someone, and they are done speaking, don't speak immediately. Don't speak immediately. Allow some wait time before responding, and then you may speak. Got it? Got it, people? Yes or no? Give me your answers in the comment section. Okay. So the next is withhold judgment. These days, people are quite judgmental. Okay. But no, if you want to be a good listener, if you want to improve on your communication or anything for that matter, be more interactive, you are supposed to have an open mind because we don't know what the other person is going to say or what their opinions are or what their viewpoints are or anything for that matter. So withhold judgment. Don't be judgmental. Don't draw conclusions in the very first go. Don't draw conclusions. Okay. Don't draw conclusions. Of course, in the beginning of the conversation, don't draw conclusions. Understand what the other person is saying. So, as a listener and a leader, you need to be open to new ideas, new perspective. Everyone has their own point of view, their own thinking, their own thoughts. Okay. So, if you have something to say to them, do not speak right away. Okay. Let them finish with their talks and then you can put your points forward without being judgmental. You getting it, people? Do you understand? Are we on the same page? Yes? Any questions so far? Any questions? Any questions? Yes? No? Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead. Reflection. Now, what do you mean by reflection? Now, this is a technique. This is one technique. Mirror the other person's information and emotions by periodically paraphrasing. Means what? Repeating exactly what they are saying, but just in the key points. Means you're mirroring them. Why? Because it will give an impression to the other person that two of you are on the same page. You understand their ideas. Okay, you understand the opinions. So this is a technique. Reflecting is an active listening technique that indicates that you and the other person are on the same page. For example, if somebody says that, oh, she shouldn't have done this, you can just use the points. Oh, she shouldn't have done this. You will say, shouldn't have. She shouldn't have. Oh, it's a beautiful place. Indeed, beautiful. See? So I'm not repeating the whole sentence. I'm just repeating the key points. Shouldn't have. Yes. In the second example, beautiful place. Got it? So reflecting. This is how you can be a good communicator. Next is clarification. Now, some people probably are shy people, mostly introverts are shy people. They are not comfortable asking questions or speaking a lot. But if you want to make your concepts clear and you want to be a good communicator, don't be shy to ask any type of question. If something is confusing you, need to ask question. Okay? Do not hesitate to ask. Now, what type of question should you ask to the other person in a conversation? The conversation. So, in the conversation, there are two types of questions. One is open-ended questions and one is closed-ended questions. People, do you have any idea what does open-ended and closed-ended mean? Do you have any idea what does open-ended and closed-ended mean? Any idea? Okay. A close-ended question usually is answered by yes or no. And open-ended questions, open-ended, means it gives rise to a conversation, a new conversation. Okay. So, example, if I ask you, did you have your lunch? Did you have your lunch? You will say either yes or no. So these are close-ended answers. Okay. Close-ended question with close-ended answer. But if I ask, what did you have in lunch? You tell me, I had this, I had that. So a conversation has begun over here. These are probing questions. What are open-ended questions? These are probing questions. Okay. So always ask open-ended questions. Now, in a conversation, you need to show a little bit of friendliness. The tone should be right. Okay, a friendly tone will encourage others to communicate. Don't be aggressive, people. Don't be arrogant. Have a friendly tone. Okay. Confidence. As I said before, do not come across as aggressive, but be confident. There's a thin line between confidence and aggression. So how can you show or exhibit confidence while speaking? Have a firm but friendly tone while speaking with other people. Now, empathy. Now, what has empathy got to do with being a good communicator? First of all, let me ask you, do you know what empathy is? Do you know the meaning of empathy, people? What is the meaning of empathy? Empathy is being in the other person's shoes. Okay, it means thinking from their point of view. Why this person must have said such a thing to me? Oh, probably they are having a bad day. So you understand. Okay, so thinking from the other person's point of view is known as empathy. And to be a good person, you need to be empathetic. It makes you a good person in the society. Okay, so having an empathy in a conversation is important. Okay, if you're arrogant and if you show that no, I do not want to listen to you, and you just stress your points, it doesn't make you good communicator. It makes you look aggressive. Listen to the other person. Try to know their side of the story. Be empathic. Respect. With empathy comes with respect. Come on, people. Everyone wants to be respected, right? So how will you respect the other person? How will you respect? So if somebody is speaking to you, do not constantly look into your phone. Respect the speaker. Okay? Do not look into your phone. Do not text anyone. If you have an urgent text to see, to check, or to make, tell the other person, just give me a minute. I have an important text to or to check. Or just give me a minute. I have an important call to, or I'm expecting a call which is important. Okay, this is how you respect. Don't randomly take your phone in your hand and the other person speaking to you and you're just going on and okay, you speak, I'm listening to you, and you're texting someone and speaking to someone. No, do not do that. It's an absolute no. So respect. And the tone of your voice. People, you should always check the tone of your voice because it can set the whole mood of the conversation. If you start the discussion in an aggressive manner or unhelpful manner, the other person is also going to respond to you in a similar fashion. If you speak to someone nicely, the other person is going to respond to you in a similar fashion. Yes? So always check the tone of your voice. The same sentence can have different meaning depending on the words that express in a conversation. Okay, so always check the tone of it. All right, people. So do you have any questions so far? Do you have any questions, people? So we have completed communication skills, types of communication skills, positive and negative communication skills, and ways to improve your communication. Any questions so far, people? You can write in the comment section. Yes? Any questions so far? Is everyone clear with the concepts? People, as I told you, communication skill is a life skill. Okay? Yes? What is the question? Please ask. Yes? May I know the question? Anyone else? No questions? Okay, fine. I hope the session was quite helpful for you people. Yes, somebody is asking something. Okay, I just want you people to ask me questions related to our topic, that is communication skills. Okay, so any questions related to communication skills that we learned so far? Okay, okay, thank you everyone, people. Thank you for your time and